Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio. I'm Southside, and joining myself on the show this evening is Albert and Bridgeman. How are you, gentlemen?
That's fantastic. How are you two guys?
No bad, mate. Bridge?
I'm fine, aye. Thank you very much. And good evening to yourselves. And really nice to see the start of the season again. Really nice. Very close.
Aye, always a wee bit of drama before the season starts. But apart from that, it's been all right. Albert, how was your weekend?
It was interesting, mate. Really enjoyed it. I had a nice time yourself and a few other people, let's say. It was a good time, mate.
You out drinking then? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, we weren't drinking, mate, no.
Well, no, okay, that's okay then.
We weren't
drunk,
we weren't drinking.
Very good. Can I say, please let me say this. A huge shout out to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. I had to say that, sorry.
I know you missed that, Bridge, but we will forgive you
sorry.
since it's pre-season, isn't it, Bridge? It's pre-season. Aye, it was a good night. We bumped into Stuart. He was looked really forward to meeting Albert. We had a chat with him. It was good to talk to him and catch up, and he was said he listens to the show quite a lot, didn't he, Albert?
He did. I don't know if he's pleased to meet me. My wife's not even pleased to meet me, but I enjoys the show. He doesn't agree with us, he says all the time, but he enjoys the show. Quite right. You have your opinions, mate. Phone in and let us hear it.
Aye, so it was good to meet him on Saturday, and it was a good night with the big one. It was a good function, a good night. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So I phoned to thank us for appearing, Albert, but I thanked him for a cracking night, you know. It was also good to meet Mr. Black as well, as always.
Good people, mate. Aye, good people. I never got a chance. He was busy, but I thank him now. Thanks for the invite. It was really nice of him.
I knew he was measuring you up when he asked you to stand up. You could tell he was
Aye.
He was measuring you for all occasions.
He got my measurements easy, mate. 3 foot nothing. Aye, you'll do. It was good. Thoroughly enjoyed it, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yourself?
Aye. It's always had cracking nights up there. And thoroughly enjoyed the company as always. Anyway, Sunday we had a game of football. Pre-season friendly against Club Brugge. Felt like a training game, Bridge, did it not?
Well, I have to agree with you to a certain extent. And certainly the first half seemed like that, you know. I thought the second half, I thought we played quite well. It was really nice to see the defence starting to tighten up a wee bit, because they looked as if they could have scored 3 or 4 goals in the first half, to be honest, before we even started going. I don't think we even tied our boots up, to be honest. But I think we did very well in the second half. So 2 goals, and we could have maybe had a couple of goals, truth be told. But there's some youngsters started to shine a wee bit. 2 lovely goals we scored, and we gave away 2 terrible goals. Pure defence. But never in the second half. I thought we were very good in the defence. That's what I thought anyway, and I don't think I'm not going to be changing my mind. The guy that come in, he's 6'5" or thereabouts, and he'll do me fine. And he's a big fella. You're not going to push him about, that's for sure. I don't think so anyway.
Aye, we'll go on to him. He came on in the second half, Fernandez. Were you surprised when you seen the starting lineup, Albert? Leon King starting. in defence, obviously, beside Proper. And the two fullbacks, obviously, Aarons and Yefty. And also Barron gave the captaincy.
That always happens, isn't it? A friendly. You've signed a few players and you're not expecting to see the new players, and you turn up and it never works out that way. But I was a bit surprised with the team. He has his reads, obviously. Before Longbridge, we're going to be up to our knees in giant centre halves, by the way, if the rumours are right.
Well, look, you know yourselves, it's quite embarrassing watching a Rangers team have got virtually no power in their defence against corners and free kicks. And I think it's just luck that they're maybe a poor pass or a cross. But seriously, we have lost an awful lot of goals to free kicks and corners. And that's just because we get nobody with any height or strength in the middle of the defence that can head the ball away. And the last one we had was, to give him his due, is Golson. I thought Golson did quite well, but he's still no a big bruising centre half. He's just not that. He's more of a footballing type. But we'll see what this guy's like.
The interesting thing is we didn't lose any goals for sort of corners, apart for the one they cut back for the second goal. But I thought they started quicker, albeit they were quite quick after the mark. Obviously, we'll get to their two goals. They were quite quick succession as well, 9 and 12 minutes. So they started off quite quick in the game, didn't they?
Oh, a decent enough team. You can't say they're only a decent team. They're a decent team. Good quality. Zipped the ball about lovely. They really did, man. They were hitting you on the break. It was fast, with pace, with quality. They looked dangerous, especially that first half. They looked dangerous every time they come up the park. Basically, it's the style of football that we should be playing. I heard Hartman saying that, and they're right. It's the style of football we want to play at that pace with that quality. But I'm glad we played them. I mean, it showed you what the level you need to get to. So I was happy, mate. I enjoyed parts of the game. Of course, we didn't play well. The lack of quality on the ball was the biggest problem. Plus the rust. Well, rusty, and you say okay, but pre-season you cut them a bit of slack. You can't take it too serious. But it was good to see Bruges. They were decent outfit, mate. Real quality team. So it's a test, mate. It's a test. As you say, the team itself, selection itself, was what we were all expecting. But again, the squad we've got is grown all the time, and you look at, we'll go through them man for man, and you'll quickly realise that maybe 5, probably 6 of them are not going to be there much longer. You know what I mean? Or definitely not going to be in the team. Put it that way. They might not get rid of them, but they'll definitely not be in the team. So it's one of the things. It was a pleasant enough game, especially with the quality. What you call them, Bruges. If you'd have played a lesser team and put that performance in, you wouldn't have been happy. You'd have been like, come on. But you're up against a decent team who knew how to play football. Let's be honest about it, mate.
Aye, seemed maybe a settled unit, but obviously we stuck at 11 on the park in the first half, and it's the first chance they've really had apart from that TNS game that we played. Apparently, team was slightly different again, but that was the sort of first test, I think, in the system that he wants to play. And the first thing I noticed at kick-off was when we had the one striker, for the first few minutes of the game, we had 5 strung right across the park. And I was looking at it and thinking, I'm looking behind them thinking, once you get by that 5, we've only got 4 at the back, and you're already going to have to pick up your men as they come forward. And that was worrying me a wee bit at the start of the game. We seemed to push the 5 quite far forward, Bridge. I noticed they were really pushed up, and they were quite good at moving the ball about, and that's sort of how it led to the first goal. Is similar. It was that the ball broke in the middle of the park, and they managed to just switch it across the park, and a boy went for left back and started bombing it. It's Curtis, probably Finlay Curtis, slightly just no near him when he makes a run. But he was the only player over there, and I think, and if you remember, most of the first half they went down the right hand side quite a lot, as if that was maybe their strong side. But the first goal came for the boy doing the overlap, and Finlay had to chase him back. But I thought as the ball came across to the box, thought Leon King should probably have been closer to probably block that bridge. Because when I thought when I watched it back, it looks as if he's just about to get the ball. It's as if he sort of slows down slightly, whereas I think, okay, I know he's in the box, but I just thought he should have been there to block it a little quicker. But when it gets cut back, Kelly makes a good save, but it falls right back to the boy on the rebound, and he dispatches it well.
Yeah, they're a really good team. They were a good team. Nobody can deny it. And they're lovely interplay. You know, the great possession, really, really tight possession as well. And we tried to do that and it kind of broke down a few times, and it lets them break up the park. But we've got to watch it from a midfield perspective. People can run right through us, and we don't know what to do. At the moment, we don't know what to do with that. How do we stop it? We had a similar problem last season. We lost a lot of goals because people could run right through us and cause chaos. Now we need to get somebody to just stop them. We need to get a good midfield, defensive midfielder. It's just going to stop them with a bit of pace. And we started to do that in a lot of games. We came on and we grabbed the ball and we did our wee bit, you know, because you're going to have a bit of tactics. So as we drove forward, get stopped at, you know, get the higher up the park you are, the less chance they've got of breaking right through you. That's what I see anyway, you know.
I'm not too worried about that sort of personnel at the moment in the team. Obviously, we try and critique it, but I'm not too worried because I know the squad's going to be a lot stronger in the midfield positions. It was slightly stronger even when we started the second half when you looked at who we brought on and put into certain positions. So I think going forward, but I think just talking about the game yesterday and just the players that started, I think it took them a wee bit of time to sort of get shape, but they knocked the ball about well, as you said, Albert, and they were quite strong down that left-hand side. Do you think Leon should maybe have made sure he got to the ball first, or do you think it was just one of the ones when he cuts it back, we should probably have been in the position probably to block that? But because it seemed you looked at it with about 7 players in the box, and they still got it back, cut it back.
It's the same goals we're losing all last year, doing wings and boys getting into our box. We never seem to be able to block a ball getting across our box, or hear a ball clear that was going across our box. It's a weakness in the team that we've had for last year. And then again, we picked up for last year. We gave a team 2 goals they're starting and fight back. But you're right. The boy King, everybody's saying it now. They don't see him as a centre half. He's maybe not got the quality to play for Rangers. But if you look at the boy, instinctively, he doesn't take up the right. He's always got to think about where he should be. Doesn't he instinctively take up the position, right? And I agree with you. If he was in the right position, he'd have cut that ball. No bother whatsoever. He'd have just he'd have blocked the ball. He wouldn't have got into the area. But it's no natural to him. I dare say when you get if you get that boy for Wolves and the boy Cody, if you're going to get him. Cody especially will show you how it's done. He'll always pick up the right position. Don't get me wrong, it's through experience more than anything else, I suppose. But King now should be better than he actually is at the moment, mate. And I don't think, to be fair to the boy, I don't think he's a centre half. I've heard everybody saying it. Ops goes on about it all the time that he's not a centre half, and I agree with him. He's no. What position is he? I'm not quite sure. But our mob up, our coaching brigade should have found out his position by now, and he should have dealt with him a wee bit different. I've heard people saying it as well, that he should have been dealt with a lot better than he's actually happened with the boy. He should be brought along. We've got him on that bench as a tick box exercise to fulfil a rule for UEFA that you've got to have X amount of homegrown talent on your bench. That's what they're using that boy in. If I was that boy, I would wake him up and say, look, I'm wasting my career here just sitting on a bench because I'm Scottish. It's not because I'm good. It's just because I'm Scottish and I'm a professional football player. He's better than that. I don't think he's good enough for Rangers, but he's not a bad player. He's got something about him. He's not a bad player. It's a shame. It's a shame, but I agree with you, mate. He should have been closer.
It's one of the hardest positions, as I keep saying. I've said for many a time, centre backs, young boys trying to break through at Rangers is a hard gig for them. Some get there in the end, and some haven't. Like Danny Wilson came through when he was a young boy as well, managed to break through with Selm or bring him back, as an example. But a lot of the who was the other one, Scott? in the European games. His name will come back to me. He's a young boy back in Walter was there, and that he managed to play a good few European games and play some league games for a while, but he didn't. No. He was a centre back. He ended up at Dunfermline. But that boy as well had a spell at centre back and stuff, and still didn't get there in the end. And it's a hard position, same as a number 9. We don't produce a boy as a number 9. It's a hard gig to get me a young boy and get game time. Centre back, I think it's always similar.
Wilson went to Liverpool, didn't he?
Danny Wilson.
Aye, did he not end up with Liverpool?
He went down to England somewhere, but I don't know.
Danny Wilson, we sold him for, maybe with add-ons and that, it was close to, I think, about 9 million, was it not at the time? 6 million, 9, I can't remember. He went to Liverpool.
I don't remember it. I do apologise. I don't remember it. But he did well with Hearts. I thought he was a smashing player with Hearts.
When you said Wilson, I don't know if it was Scott Wilson we had back then. I can't remember. I'll come back to me.
Probably was Scott Wilson, yeah. They probably
was. Young boy, you remember anyway, because I think with the bonuses you got and stuff like that, he ended up buying a Ferrari, came to training in it. So there you go. But it's the hard position to break through, I think, in the team. And I know we're buying young boys at that sort of age as well and giving them chances. So, but Leon, I'll be down to the manager. I think with the players that we think we're going to get in the door centre back and that we've been linked with, then I think Leon probably will only be filling a slot there, and it might be a player that will move on, later be loan him out or whatever. But it's a hard gig for the young boys. If any young boys coming into our team to try and get a regular position, but centre back and centre forward is a hard gig, as we've seen over the years for players. Anyway, we went a goal down after 9-10 minutes, and we were 2-0 down 3 minutes later. Ludwig Rees smashed one into the postage stamp for the edge of the box. Again, it came down our right-hand side bridge. The boy cuts it back. Leon actually gets a header onto it, but we've got nobody at the edge of the box picking anybody up. Ludwig Rees certainly smashed it into the roof of the net.
Yeah, I think the boy King got his head to that ball, but it went the wrong way. It went straight out, you want to get out to the wing somewhere out the way, and up the field as well. But he got his head to it, so you can't blame him for too much. But it really and truly is for defence. That boy had a wonderful shot, by the way, on the volley, bang. You love that when your own players do it, so you got to appreciate it. I thought both their goals were good goals. Poor goals for us, but good goals for them. And they could have scored another couple quite easily. That's what I was meaning. There was one there when the goalkeeper I think he didn't get a touch to it, but he went for it. And if only he got a wee touch to it, it may have been better. But we ended up chasing each other in the box, But the second half, they never done any of that. Second, not to my memory. It completely changed. Our midfield changed. All our possessions started to change, and things like that, And what can you say? We're down our wing. Young lad just started his first game right back, and he had a wee bit of troubled game, let's call it that. But I thought he looked good when he got the ball and he was going forward. Did no bad.
I think they had us under the cosh a wee bit all better in the second moment, and that's it quick. I thought, no long on the clock here. But it was certainly a good finish, wasn't it?
I mean, the finish itself was worth the entry money alone. No, I mean, it was some shot. It was some goal. Come on, you can't take that away from the boy, innit? It's some goal. I think everybody's seen it that way as well, because sweet, he just hit it sweet, mate. King got his head to it, but just couldn't. It just up the air instead of heading it out. He just couldn't get enough on it. But the thing that really was concerning, and I think it was concerning Martin as well, is that when the guy was going to take a shot, which was beautiful and a beautiful goal, nobody's charging at the ball, mate. Nobody's coming out the area to. You might not get to it, but what you're going to do is a chance of making him rush the shot. But he'd all the time, and don't get me wrong, even that, all the time, it's still a beautiful goal and a beautiful strike. But with the concern from your point of view is, apart from the header, it's just slightly too high for the boy King. It's not a mistake or anything. It's just But the fact that nobody was trying to charge that shot down, it's just standing back watching the guy shooting. But that's what needs to be worked on. You could see Martin wasn't happy with it. He's going, that's just dog simply. That's got nothing to do with coaching. That's got nothing to do with what kind of player you are. That's just simple defending. That's what you do. Heart and desire to get to try and block a shot. You might not get there, as I say, but you're in the guy's eye line now, and he's maybe going to rush the shot a wee bit more. But he had a free hit, as far as I'm concerned, and my God, did he hit it?
Aye, and apart from that, although we were competing, and it was a really good goal for the edge of the box, we were in a sort of shape, but they were still managing to cause us problems. And if we're honest, Bridgeman, they could probably have scored another one before actually we went up the park, and it took us close to 25 minutes to actually have a shot in target, believe it or not. So I thought they started really well. They got the 2 quick goals against us, and they flashed one right across the 6-yard box, or just for a tap in that nobody got, and a couple of times they came close again, but eventually it took us to 25 minutes to actually work in and to get up the park and have a shot and goal.
Yeah, I think we saw what the problems we had last season were still there, the type of problems. And when we got the ball, a lot of the times we were allowing ourselves to be crowded out and not able to make space and create. So maybe you could just turn around and push it back to the next line. You know, we weren't doing that, but we continued to try and make, shall we say, advances. But when you're trying to play football, close football, and 4 people end up running about you, you're not going to get very far, and they'll take the ball off you, which they did, and that's what I was meaning by that. And that's why you're not getting your shots at goal. We saw we had a couple of shots. As I say, they had 2 or 3, maybe 4 people round about them. They have a shot at goal, and it's just not going to get there, you know. So our own game didn't appear until after, for me anyway, until after the half time. But I think we did all right insofar as approaching, getting possession, getting up the park, but done nothing with it once again. And you saw the difference in the second half, big difference.
And the fact that we're going up the park, so say we're getting into shooting positions, but there's no taking a shot. Now we'll get into a few, 2 or 3 shooting positions, and you're saying take the shot. He doesn't have to take the shot. He's trying flicks, impossible flicks. You're going, why you? It's a slip. It's a greasy pitch. Why are you just not shooting? They should be shooting. Who else? The thing with Raskinen, a couple. He did have a shot in target, but there was other ones he could have. Cortez, he's another one. Could have. He's cutting in, and then he's trying. Instead of going the angle and taking the angle shot, he's trying to chip it. An impossible chip. Danilo, he's standing looking for a chip. What is he? Should be turned face to the goal, letting Cortez shoot and looking for the rebound. That's what it's a good centre forwards do. If you're that close to somebody, you're trying to chip the ball at them, you're gonna. It's stupid. But just shoot. You've got a gap there to shoot. And let's see what happens. Anything can happen. It's the old saying: you don't buy the ticket, you don't win the lottery. It's you've got to take the chance and shoot. And your centre forward's got to be sniffing. He's got to be alert on his toes for any wee mistakes, any wee rebounds, anything. Even maybe a ricochet back half him. You know what I mean? Look at the guy that scored their first goal. It's a shot, and I think it comes straight back to him, and he put it in the net. This is what you're talking about. You've got to be on your toes. But the lack of shooting, as Martin was saying, they were overthinking it at times. Just shoot. I've not to do this. I have to play these passes and all that. I mean, your last third of the park, that's where your real freedom to express yourself comes. So don't be feared. Take the guy on and shoot. That's when you're there. That's what you're paid today. That's another concern, but there's not much of a concern because Martin picked up right away. He's saying, no, I need to get these guys in, doing things instinctively, you know what I mean? Especially the forwards, you really need to start playing instinctively and to see what they've got. But that's what I was seeing, overthinking. He was right with the overthinking. They're trying to be perfect, mate. Football's no about being perfect. It's about playing what's in front of you, especially the last third of the part. In the back, you got to be doing it by discipline. But when your last third of the part, throw caution to the wind and just go for it. I mean, express yourself. If the shot's on, take it. If it's no on, we'll try and find somebody. Try to make a gap to have a shot. This robotic, I need to pay 50 passes around this box before somebody can take a shot. No, football's not like that.
I thought the young lad, the wee boy we had out on the right wing, I can't remember the boy's name for the life of me, the Irish boy. Anyway, I thought he just kept... McCausland, sorry, thanks very much, pal. I just found that he kept creating the problem for himself. He didn't have the pace to go past anyone, and it looked as if he didn't have the skills to go round anyone, but he wanted to go in and try and dribble and things like that. That's what I felt. And before you know it, he ends up lunging in and getting away a couple of fouls. I don't know if he got booked, but he should have been booked a couple of times. But
do you know what's wrong with that boy? Do you know what's wrong with him, McCausland? He's taking the ball too close to the defender. He's running with the ball and he's taking it, and then he tries to beat him, but he's too close to the defender. He should have been learning. He should have been watching Czerny last year and how he runs up to a player and where Czerny, when he came out first, wasn't fit, and he was doing the same thing, running up too close to the defender. The defender just stick the foot out. When he's either going left or right, just stick the foot out to the ball off you. It's easy. But if you're running at him and you're sort of weaving, you need McCausland needs to learn to put defenders off balance, by the way, and you do it by weaving. But you do it before you're too close to the defender, because he's no good. He can't hit the ball by a defender and beat him for pace. It's just that's not his game. So if you're not get the pace to beat people, you need to off balance them, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to get too close, and he's making it easy for the defenders to block him, take the ball off him, and that's when he's starting to slide into tackles to try and get the ball back. You're going, that was you caused all that yourself, son. If you do it right, and start to beat him and put him off balance before you, maybe a yard before you even get to him, I says you'll be a different player. You'll look a different player. He'll make space for himself as well. But that's what I see every time. Look at Curtis. Curtis was doing it different. Watch what Curtis is doing. He's beating the guy before the guy's even come near him. And you're saying that's the way you should be playing. If you've not got the pace, that's what you need to do. If you have got the pace, it's simple. Knock the ball by him and run. It's easy, isn't it? Like with Tondo, he's got the pace. All he needs to do is hit the ball by somebody, and off he goes. But anyway, that's just me. Who am I? That's just what I see.
No, but what you're saying is right. What you're saying is right. Young McCausland is, shall we say, his own worst enemy because of the style of play he's trying to do. He gets a lovely pass through to him. He's got 10 yards. With it, got the ball, he's got 10 yards of space. And before you know it, he's got no space. And I don't know what it is he's trying to do, what he thinks he can do, but it's certainly not the right thing. And most of the time, I don't mean every time, but most of the time, he ends up either just losing the ball in the first tackle, or the guy maybe gets his foot to the ball and pushes him away, so that he's away back out again. But at least he maybe get the ball that time, but can't do anything with it. Because he doesn't the cross.
He's closing his own space down. You're right. That's exactly what he's doing. You've got the space, but you're closing your own space down by going too close to the defender. Beat him before it. Keeps weaving, keep him off balance. Don't get him the chance to set and make the tackle, stick a foot in. You can't get if you go too close, he's going to put a toe in and take the ball off you or get it away from you. But if you're beating him before that, he need to be 12 feet tall to get his foot in. It's just all the great wingers there. You see the great wingers. Very, very few wingers go right up to a fullback and beat them, unless you've got lightning pace, mate. And no many people have got that kind of pace to beat a top quality fullback like that. It's a case of you need to beat them before you get near them. But anyway, exactly. I feel sorry for McCausland. I know he's not good enough. I heard everybody saying it, but I just want the boy to be good enough. I like the boy, and I'm saying to myself, you just want this boy to be good. It's just a shame. It's just really a shame. But the boy Curtis, on the other hand, he had a good game yesterday, that boy. I like the attitude of that boy. He's getting tore in. He's getting fouls away as well. You're saying, the boy's trying. The boy's trying.
But he scored a lovely goal, didn't he? That goal he scored was a beauty. That was a beautiful goal.
Oh, it was beautiful, mate. Absolutely beautiful.
Aye, cracker. I'll tell you what today, it's getting to that time of used to, but time to open the phone lines, I think, guys, and we'll see if we can get some callers in. So phone lines are open, guys. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, as you were saying, we made our after changes. Obviously, we got to half-time, we were 2-0 down. We had a couple of chances. We had a nice wee bit of play. As the boy you were talking about earlier, Finlay Curtis, he recycled the ball, caught it just before the byline at the Govan, and we managed to recycle in the middle of the park, and between Raskin getting a touch, Barron, and then Aarons, who played a lovely ball through to Finlay Curtis, who'd brought himself back inside to get linked up with the play, and he cut a nice ball back, and Raskin hit it first time, and the goalie managed to just sort of put his hands round the post and put it round the corner. And I think 2 minutes after that, as you alluded to, Bridge, obviously Dowell had burst forward and he flicked the ball out to Cortez, who hit it first time in the volley, but it was a good few feet by the post. So we had a couple of wee chances. Curtis, again, as you talked about, Albury cut across 18-yard box and played a lovely pass to Raskin. He more or less used his instep, I think, and he put it into the back of the Brimlin. So before half-time, we did create 3 chances, but it took until about the last 15 minutes before we really started to create against Bruce.
Aye, as I say, we did have a chance. I don't think we played well in the first half. There's nothing away from it. But we did, as you said, we did play some nice wee passages of play. We did have the 2 wing. I mean, Cortez, people are saying, oh, is that the next thing? Before, what that boy done yesterday was work his socks off, and he's working back the way. Okay, he wasn't too clever going forward at the moment, but he was working his socks off coming back. And that's a good sign, mate. And so was Curtis. He was doing the exact same thing, mate. They're working hard to be part of this team. But I like what Martin said after the game, that these creative players, we don't want them wasting energy chasing balls back the way. They have to do their work back, but you don't want them to spend large portions of the game like that. You want them closer to the opponent's goal. You want them up there where they've got the energy to cause problems. That's what he's talking about. And it makes perfect sense. You're saying, right, so the 2 wingers, Cortez and Curtis, I thought they'd no bad games. Curtis having been the better of the 2. In fact, he was deserved his man of the match, let's be honest about it. But as you say, in the first half, Curtis had a chance to shoot, a couple of chances to shoot. Dowell had a couple of chances to shoot. It's just the fact that they're not shooting, mate. Because if they would have started shooting, you'd have went, hey, we're playing no brilliant, but not too bad. We're actually doing something here. But as you say, it took 20-odd minutes before we got our first shot away. That's no good. But you've got to take in the quality of the opposition you're playing. And their work rate was superb, mate. Absolutely superb, mate. They really were working hard. And you're saying, well, there you are. There's the cause. It's not just all down to us. A lack of quality on the ball for us. Rustiness, okay, but a lack of quality on the ball, that needs to be addressed. And that is going to be addressed with players coming in.
Well, I certainly will. Talking about addressing and players coming in, we've been joined by Billy. How you doing, my man?
Hey, all right, brother. Just following orders, mate. Just following orders.
I can see that there. You're sitting there patient and quiet there, Billy. I could have seen that. The right etiquette.
Yep. How's your hats? Did you bra hats you should on? A wee bowler hats in your jack ones.
See a sticker on the front.
Different class, man. I say, oh, well, that's a chance for you to know having a bonnet on, man.
How you been, bro? All right?
Aye, sound, mate. Sound. Looking forward to the new season. Ahead is, like everybody else. Watched the game yesterday in the house, thought it was a typical pre-season game, wasn't it? Friendly, players getting up to speed, players coming on and after the park, things getting constantly changed. I mean, it's not about, well, obviously you want to win every game, don't you? But it's all about getting players up to speed and getting them match fit for the games that's round the corner. That's what pre-season's all about. But I mean, I was listening in there earlier on. You were talking about I think it was Albury that said that give their team 2 goals a start again. And there it's happened yesterday again. It's they bad habits. We've got to get rid of the bad habits. I mean, pre-season friendlies or no, you didn't want to be carrying that into the league campaign. etc., or any of the European qualifiers. Because if you do that, you're putting yourself under pressure right away. Getting yourself, you're doing 2 goals your start. Getting teams 2 goals your start, and then you're chasing the game right away. We can't keep doing this. That's one of the things that will need to be addressed big time. Also, as well, mate, I thought Albert was bang on and all, man. I've been saying this for long enough. The Rangers, we're so shot shy at times. It's incredible. When you look back to the days, the older days and that way back, you can go back to the 70s, 80s. I mean, David Cooper, obviously in the league he's in, but Bobby Russell's and that, they were no feared to hear a pop at goal. And then fast forward, Big Alberts, Van Bronckhorst, Barry Ferguson, Ian Ferguson, Derek Ferguson, Durant, they weren't feared to hear a pop at goal. And it's like, we're always looking for that one extra pass in front of the 18-year books. We're always trying to just, that one more perfect pass. You didn't need to hear that one more perfect pass. If you can score a perfect goal, then so be it. But, when things open up, man, hear a pop at the goal. I'm sick seeing that with the Rangers, and it frustrates the life out of me when we don't hit shots. Anything can happen. You hear pop at goal, the keeper, it can bounce off the keeper. You maybe can hit a defender, go out for a corner, you maybe score for the corner. You maybe hit somebody, hits their horn. Anything can happen. You don't, as Albert said, man, you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery, you know what I mean? It's frustrating at times, but other than that, mate, I hope this season, when we do get going, we tighten up and these things, because if we don't, mate, I think we'll be on the back foot for a start. We didn't want to be doing that.
I think once I think when we look at it, first half, I thought they were quite good. And I know the players are trying to get into a new formation, but the manager and the coaching staff are wanting after them. And you're looking through the team that started, and you were thinking, right, okay. And you knew at half time, I think you knew the changes would come in. And the only thing that surprised me was that he kept the front 3 on. Danilo, Curtis and Cortez stayed. Obviously King stayed as well at that time, but I was looking at the front 3 and I thought he might have took one off, maybe. I was hoping it wouldn't be Curtis, and he might have made a change there. But no, and I suppose when you look at it, Albert, as Billy's saying, the squad did get sort of strong. You're bringing on Diamandi, you're bringing on Bezrami. You brought in Fernandez, the boy we've just signed, Emmanuel Fernandez. Bailey Rice comes on. I think Hutton come on as well. Alexander Hutton. Obviously McCausland, Gentles and Ridvan all come on as well. But we made a host of changes, but I think we picked it up a wee bit in the second half, because they certainly didn't cause us too many problems in the second half up the other end.
Well, Butland, Fernandez, Rice, Berjami, Hutton, Tav, Gentles, Diomande and McCausland, they all come on. And it did make a difference, mate, the second half. Let's be honest about it. But as you said, as we courteously said, that the gaffer had gave them a rollicking, basically. And the half time to say, what's this? What is that? I mean, there was boos at half time, and people said, do you agree with, disagree with it? What a one thing it will do, they boos at half time. Will let anybody who's joined the club say, these people, us, including myself as these people, us, we don't take friendlies. We want to win everything. We want to win every game. Don't care who we're doing and who we're playing and where we're playing. We want to win every game. So that wee boo was giving you an idea of how competitive the crowd are. They're wanting to see better. They're not going to accept it. We've done it for 12 years and we're not accepting no merit. It's enough. Enough is enough for us garbage. But as I say, it's a pre-season friendly. You're supposed to cut them a bit of slack, which we do. We understand completely and the calibre of opposition. So we'll do that, but we're not going to accept it. We don't have to sit and like it, but we'll accept it to a certain extent. But don't let it happen again, especially in any competitive games. They better know. They better come off that part and we always sit and go, well, they gave it everything. It just didn't work out today, but they gave it everything. Some games it was like that, but second best is not a thing. But I agree with you, the second half was a lot better. The energy levels went up. the quality player, our team, forget about their team, we had a team of quality players, but the quality player over the whole 90 minutes in our team was Barjami, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. He raised the level up 2 levels to everybody else. Gentles had a good, Curtis deserved his man of the match, mate. He did for over 90 minutes. There's no doubt about that. But Barjami took it up to a new level. Martin said when he came in at first, he says, surprise. You always get somebody that you've seen for a distance, but you get up close to them, they just surprise you. And I think Barjami might be that player that he's alluding to. It's happened to every club. He says every club he's taken over, and as a manager or coach, whatever the terminology is now, is he always gets a surprise. Well, there was a surprise. It was a surprise to us as well. I felt like say shouting that to him. It was a surprise. It's as big a surprise to us as it is to you. But the boy shows you has got quality, mate. There's definitely a player in there. You just need to get it out of him. But there's definitely a player in there. And he did, in my opinion, he raised the level by 2 levels. Standard by 2 levels, I should say.
You mean
he's
game?
a clever player, Bridge, isn't he? He's a clever player. He's got, and he's talented, and listen, he played in Italy, and you don't play in Italian teams if you don't work hard and work discipline and that, and their style and systems. And we've seen him be disciplined last year in games against them, where he was given a specific job to go out and do, and he done it well. So I'm hoping that he'll kick on this year. Because the only thing that let me down last year is I thought he didn't put in as many good performances as I thought he would, and he didn't score enough goals for me than I thought he could and should. But I think maybe under a style and a structure, Bridge, that Russell Martin's setting out, Barjami might be the type of player that might really suit him.
I think what we saw with Barjami from an attacking perspective, that run when he set up the goal for the lad, that was a wonderful run. There was 3 tackles that he managed to avoid, and I thought that was tremendous. That one move by him, to me, with all the things that Aubert said, that was true, because that showed it was there. He's got the quality, he's got the speed, short pace. He's in and away, and he gave him a hard time with that one run. I thought it was tremendous. I thought from a half-time perspective, I was watching with disbelief, and I was watching their boys, the guys on their bench, were going through training runs, and they were just kept running all the time when our boys were sitting getting a doing after the manager, probably, you know. So it was quite interesting to see that. So they're getting that, and they're doing their training, and then whenever they get called on, they're nearly warm, you know. I think I don't know what we do training wise. I don't know what you expect, but I tell you something, marvellous to see a far better team in the second half than it was to watch the first half. It was pretty poor.
I think Billy, Josh Gentles played a nice wee part in that link-up play as well, because he shifted the ball just inside to Barjami to burst through and shove off the couple of players. But I was delighted to see him come on and get a wee taste of it. And I know the manager spoke about him later on and said he done really well when he came on, Josh Gentles, because me and Albert seen him make his debut for the B team. I think he was only about 16 at the time. But he certainly come on in the B team and flourished. So, but when you're a striker, as we spoke about earlier, Billy, you're not going to get a lot of chances, and you're going to obviously be going out and buying strikers. But it was good to see the boy play a part in the goal with Barjami, who obviously gave it to Curtis, who's another young boy for the academy, and he certainly dispatched the goal well. It was great to see him at his first goal for Rangers, and especially into the Rangers end.
Oh, aye. You know, it's great to see the laddies coming through. We love to see that. You know, I mean, these laddies are living our dream. You know, that's what they're doing. I mean, I think the wee laddie Curtis, he's been at Ibrox since he was about 6 or 7 years of age, or something like that. You know, I think he's been there for years. Aye, he's been there for he was a wee boy. You know, I mean, as I said, the laddies are living the dream, and to see them going on there, I mean, that's all our dream, wasn't it? When we were all growing up wanting to play with the Rangers, and the laddies are living our dream. You know, but it's good to see the laddies getting experience in that, because, you know, I'm a great believer, guys, and if you're old enough, you're good enough. It's as simple as that. You know, I mean, other teams all right through the world, there's even not just the top sides in Europe, for talking sake, you know, I mean, you've got teams in Scotland, they're bringing in their laddies at 16, 17, 18-year-olds, you know, and they're giving them a chance. All right, they're maybe they're no expectation levels of Rangers, for talking sake, you know, we know that's it. But what goes on at Rangers and the standard at Rangers is a different ballgame altogether. But you've got to give these laddies a chance. I mean, it's like going for a job, your first job, and if the interviewer says, what experience have you got? And you say, well, I've not got any experience. Well, you can't get a job, you know. So how are you going to get experience if you didn't get a chance? It's the same at football. And when these laddies get their chance, you know, they're getting a wee sniff and a run about the first team. And it's up to them to say to themselves, well, listen, this is my target, this is my goal. When I was growing up, I want to play with Glasgow Rangers first team, you know, and this is what I need to do. And now I'm here now, I need to work even harder to stay here. You know what I mean? Because there is laddies there that's came to Ibrox, came to the Rangers, etc., mate, and you know, good laddies, and it's just not happened for them for one reason or another. You know, that unfortunately that's the nature of the beast at football. But these laddies are getting a wee chance. It's now up to them if they want to kick on and cement a place in the first team squad. And you never know what can happen for there. You know, they may be going and, as you said there, Southside, maybe we need to buy somebody buying centre forwards. You never know. Maybe we've got a wee gem there that nobody knows about. You know what I mean? It could go in there and just kick on and save us a fortune.
I'm hoping.
You know.
We've been joined by Stuart, I believe. But aye, how you doing, Stuart?
All right, big man. How are you?
Aye, sound, mate. Good to hear you.
Excellent, boys. Excellent. Southside, I'd just like to apologise for being a pest to you and Albert on Saturday night and your missus. It was just getting to see her face, to her voice, if you can understand that. Know what I mean?
Nah, it was no pests in the hall, mate. It was all good people.
Aye,
it was a pleasure to catch up with you. Albert.
Was Stuart. Good to hear you, Paul. You did say you were going to phone in, right? Let's hear it. I want to hear your opinion, mate. What do you think of the game?
Albert, I want me to tell you something. I'll tell you, I didn't make the game yesterday because see the couple I was with across the water, they couldn't find their hotel. We eventually found it. The night porter let me sit in the bar at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I had to walk it home for the city centre to the north side of the town.
A good blue nose, that barman, eh?
Aye. The porter boy said to me, just sit there since you're guests in the hotel, know what I mean? So that was me, mate. I was rubbered. My steak pie was through in the bin and everything last night, so...
Did you see the game at all? You not seen the telly?
I've not seen nothing of the game. I've not seen... Always I've heard out to always, but I've listened to the show tonight, mate. That was what I heard. But I just ended up... I just wanted to apologise if I was annoying on Saturday night, mate. That was all.
Not at all, sure.
Stuart, I was glad to get a break for him.
See all the plates that was lying next to Big Stevie? They weren't all his. I had some of the plates and pies as well.
You'd one or two, Stuart. You'd one or two.
Aye, but it was a great night. It was excellent. So it was just enjoyed. As I say, it's nice to put a face to a voice now that when I'm listening to the show, then I can see the face in my mind, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So it's.
No, it was good to meet you, Stuart. Obviously, it was a cracking night, and no, it was a pleasure. And listen, it was a good night with good people, mate, and that's what it's all about. It was good to chat. But when you're looking at the signings we're obviously made there, Stuart, just in the last few days and that, he's starting to build the squad up, and we're expecting a few more. You looking forward to the sort of?
I'm looking forward to the season, mate. I know there's a lot of people I sit with next year up in the main stand are sort of hemming and hawing and who I'm meeting at. They're hemming and hawing about the manager as well, but we've just got to back him, mate. Really, we've just got to back him. We've been doing this road before, haven't we? Trial and error, and let me see what his first 11's going to be. The first game of the league, and me and my granddaughter will be there, and we'll take it from there. I'm not really interested in the friendlies, and well, I'm telling a lie. The Panathinaikos game, we'll be there for that. And let's see where we go for there. But let's all just back him, and that's all I can say about the team at the moment. You know what I mean?
Follow, Bridge, as they say,
Aye.
Follow, indeed. You've got to do it. What can I say? I thought Albert had a cracking comment there halfway through what Stuart was saying, and he says, "It's all right, Stuart. I was that pleased to see somebody else get away for that south side." Very, very good. That just shows you the pattern in this show is absolutely superb, I must admit. Aye.
He's an unconscious comedian. He's an unconscious comedian.
Obviously, you were the butt of the joke, Southside, so I'm and
that's not a problem, Bridge. Not a problem. Take it. It's only pre-season, Bridge.
I love it. No, it's the words that you said a wee bit earlier. It'll be interesting to see what the formation of who they're going to have in the squad and the team. And I'm very hopeful that he's going to get at least one or two more in. And hopefully one of them will be another centre half, because I think the big fella that's there will really enjoy having a partner that can actually play football. Be really good. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, because I like to see a good centre halves. I like to see partnerships playing well. You're not going to get the world champions. It's very rarely you get that. Otherwise, you'll be playing with Real Madrid or some Barcelona. But seriously, the big fella looks good, and only young laddie to all intents and purposes. And I think we've got another centre half in mind. Did you say? I think Albert said there was another centre half possibly coming in. Let's get him in right now. Get him in right now. Ground him. Put him in there. See what happens.
I think you're getting two in.
Another two.
There's a possibility.
Boy for Wolves and Cody for Leicester.
Wow.
Supposed to be anyway. Supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'll come to Billy. Billy, where do you think that puts John Suter?
Well, it's certainly got to get the back four or the centre halves. It's got to give him plenty of competition for places, isn't it? So it's up to John Suter now to raise his game if he wants to be on his plans. You never know, Southside. You know, these boys maybe come in and maybe know hit the ground right away, or the gaffer maybe fancy big Suter, you know. But I'm sure he'll have his own ideas and his own thoughts of what he's going to do regarding the back four. You know, we've spoken about it before, Mucker. Me and Albert were talking about it last year and all. We need a full new back line, you know. So where that includes John Suter, time alone to tell, mate, you know.
Aye, what do you think yourself, Stuart? What do you think about Suter? Still keeps his place?
No. What Suter done there just at the tail end of the season was enough for me, mate. So he said, yeah, I would sell him. I would sell him, to be honest, mate. That's you either play for the Rangers or you look somewhere else. That's just my opinion on it, you know what I mean? But I've no time for anybody. Does they want to turn out for the Rangers or put Rangers second in anything in life?
You're not alone there, Stuart. Albert.
Oh, I agree with that. I said it myself. I said as soon as I heard that he'd done it, he wanted to play for Scotland. And that's what they were saying. He said he wanted to play for Scotland, so we let him go and play for Scotland. Nah, you view Rangers first. You need an operation to get back into the Rangers team for the start of the season. Right, you go for the operation first. Now, after you had the operation, you come back, and then the Scotland games come up and you play then. Oh, that's fine. But you don't pick Scotland when you're sitting with an injury, waiting to go in for an operation. You go for that. You do that first. Rangers pay your wages. Rangers come first all the time. No, sometimes, all the time. It's Rangers, then country, as far as I'm concerned, mate.
And on top of that, he shouldn't be there in the first place. Sorry, guys, for interrupting. I said that right from the start. No, don't bring him in. But once he's in, you've got to support him to a certain extent. But some of the things he's done in favour of Scotland is, obviously he wants to play for his country, but No, not for me. Not for me.
Right, if you would like to hold on a second, we've got a guest caller in. How you doing, Biggie?
Brilliant.
Did somebody mention pies?
That's Stuart lately.
Let me tell you something, by the way. I thought I would never have been knocked off my perch up in Drumchapel, but that old bear, unbelievable. People want his autograph, plates of pakora. And the one that really got me was I was watching him at the bar. What's he got now? And he had one of these lovely big ice buckets with 5 bottles of beer in it. And he was like, Tigger coming back for the bar with him. I said, what's for these? He said, a tenner for 5 bottles. And every time he was up at the bar, he was getting one of these buckets. I was watching him like a hawk. It was like unbelievable. Look at him move. He's quicker than that big Proper. He's quicker than Robert Proper.
Well said,
It's not that.
well said.
It's not that. I know. He took the ice out that way at the end and he stuck it in the ice bag to take it home, mate. Honestly. He had a cool bag here with ice in it.
I'll tell
I
you,
tell you, it was a
anyway,
good night, Stevie, wasn't it? Good night.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you right now. I got in at 2:30 in the morning. Sure, I had Big Lavy, he'd wear me Big Mark. No, so I had to get down and feed him, man. It's like keeping a horse. You think I'm bad to the pies, you might see him. But anyway, what a night it was. And by the way, that man there that came on the phone said, Stevie, where are you next door? And I says, Dream Team Wednesday. I don't know. The boys are sorting out with a slot. I said, but the boys are on Monday night. They went, what boys? And I pointed them out. They went, gonna take me out. I want to see old bear. See, I teased the greeting face one, ain't he? I said, that's him, mate. That's him. Unbelievable.
Can you keep a story in here, Stuart, can you?
I don't believe half of the things that come out of his mouth, boy. Outside.
I can't believe you tapped him, Stuart. I can't believe it. You only talked to him for 5 minutes and he was 20 quid in him. That's what happens when you come for a Springburn, but Stevie, you need money up here. Yes, that's correct, yes. Well, I need my passport to got me. I'm a wanted man. There's posters with me on it up there.
You'll be all right, do, son. You'll be all right, do.
Aye. No, listen, boys, I was up there putting new ropes on a lamb beg before we head over across to my friends there and celebrate the point and whatever. But listen, the Teddy Bear's done all right on Sunday. For a wee bit slow out the traps. And the team is unrecognisable. Nobody would have ever picked that team. And that team will never play together again, that's for sure. So, look, it is what it is. The boys in, you get a nice warm round of applause when they come onto the park. The manager's there, we back him. We get everything we've got. We get our sleeves rolled up. He's told us there are a couple of signings this week. So let's see what happens. Okay, and by the way, Southside, don't think it didn't go unnoticed the amount of pakora and the amount of pizza slices that you took up at that buffet, by the way. The Som Association wrote me a cheeky letter.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was certainly no pizza left when I got in there anyway. Wilbur can vouch for that.
Stevie was at the table and he's pulling out his pocket. And I'm saying, you're not supposed to carry pizza in your pocket, are you? He says, here, have a noosie, but...
Here, I don't know how fired up spicy onions, by the way, but they were blowing the mouth off people and I don't take them. Listen, anyway, I better stop it now because Fox is going red out there in the face, right? It's tune time, right? So all you hit mute and we'll get the tune for pre-season. Right? Big man, catch up with you.
Southside, and I'll listen to you later on, pal, okay?
All right, Stuart, thanks for coming in, mate. It's a pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
No bother, pal.
See you later, mate.
Cheers. Right, if you want to get mute, it's time for the tune.
As we go marching down the Paisley Road, the west, the doors and the windows open wide. You will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. for we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. As we go marching down the Paisley Road West, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me.
Yeah. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
The doors and windows were open wide on Saturday, and the band's come back down Govan District, and well done to the Pride of Govan for winning the best band. Albert. Oh, sorry, I'll go to Billy. Yeah. Sorry, Billy.
Yeah.
Out the signings there, looking at Rothwell, we'll call him Tel Azagard. You're looking, obviously, Lyle Cameron's came in, signing the boy Fernandez. Are you in the day for excited?
Aye, they're one sticks out. The boy Thello Azengard, mate. I can't wait to see this laddie play, by the way. I said to you during the week, Mucker, we've won a watch with this kid. Telling you that right now. We have won a watch with that laddie. He's got to tear it up here. Telling you that now. I'm going to stick my neck right on the line now. That lad he'll tear it up here, mate. The games of football he's played for 23-year-old, man, is incredible. You know what I mean? I was just actually writing something down there just before you asked the question, mate. Between Luton and what do you call it? What was it? Wigan. He played in 2021, he played 35 games. 21-22, he played 14 games. 22-23, he played 44 games. 23-24, he played 39 games. And 24-25, he played 31 games. That's some gone for a laddie at 23-year-old. And I think he's been capped a couple of times for Norway as well, Southside. And I don't think he scored a lot of goals right enough. I need to just double check how many goals he scored, but he must be the 25-30 goals mark in all the games, mate, which is a good ratio for a young lad at 23-year-old, mate. So for me, this is the boy I want to see, buddy. Definitely.
I'll come to Albert then I'll go to Bridge. I've seen him on the English highlights. Obviously, you see goals in that over the last couple of years and that when they've been on the telly. And I've always noticed his name and heard about him. Don't know a lot about him, to be honest, but I think he's a player that could be exciting for us at Ibrox. I'm looking for him to kick on when he comes in. Albert?
What positions does he play?
He can play wide. Plays midfield, he can play wide right. He can play wide right because he's got quite a bit of pace. He's played in behind and all as a number 10, but I think we'll probably play him slightly wide, I would think.
All right. I was surprised. See him, the first interview. I seen he looks quite young and all that. He looks slight, 6'2" he is. I couldn't believe the height. I'm going 6 feet. He looks, boy, how do you judge somebody be sitting down? But when he was standing next to Russell Martin and the rest, I was saying, this boy's quite tall. So for a winger, he's tall. Put it that way, mate. Again, as we're putting a bit of height into the team. But for all accounts, mate, he's a player. He's supposed to be. We got a bargain there. We really got a bargain there. Time will tell. We'll see, mate. We've heard this before, but let's hope he is, because we need somebody with real skill. We need to go up a couple of levels the way we were last year. Let's be honest about it. The quality of player we had last year was no good enough. It's just simple as that. See, we can dress it up any way we want. We can blame managers. We can blame this, that, and the next thing. But the bottom line is the quality of player we got was pretty poor. Now it seems to be we're going for better quality players. I know we're shopping in the English market a lot at the moment, and a lot of people don't like that as well, but we definitely have to raise it. And I think this boy's going to be one of the ones that raises it a couple of levels. And Barjami might have got a wake-up call, so he's went up a couple of levels that I've seen anyway. Whether he can maintain that, it's all right doing it in a friendly. You need to do it in important games. So the time to judge these players will come. It's not right at this moment, but they will come. They will be put under the microscope very, very quickly when it comes to start these competitive games. I don't even think the Panathinaikos games are time to judge these boys, but I definitely like the sound of this boy. I've not seen him, and I've made a point not going onto YouTube to look at any of these players, because that's just a waste of time, because they can make ugly women look good on that thing. But there you go. It's no for me, mate. I just like to see it myself in the flesh, and then you can make your mind up for them. And if a boy scores goals, he scores goals. Goals are goals, no matter who's scored them. Dressers has proved that point. Not the best player in the world, but he scores goals. He does score goals. You can't take that away from him. Tavernier, not the best right back in the world, but he scores goals. Goals are goals, mate. And let's be honest with you, you can't have enough players. You can't have too many players scoring goals all over the pitch. And this boy sounds as if he's one of them. He said himself, he likes to score. He wants to score all the time. We Curtis. He likes to score, and he's proved he's scoring. And what I liked about the boys, I know we're jumping back onto the boys. See the boys that come on, the boy Gentles, Curtis was on for the game, and Hutton, they get tore in, mate. I love that. They get tore in. The three of them. In fact, the three of them committed fouls. I'm going, that's unusual. They get tore in. No fear. Get in there. Get in and about it. This is your time. I think the three boys have woke up and went, hey, this is our time now. If we let this pass us by, we're not going to get another chance. This is the time now. I know that friendly was a friendly, but I'm talking in general round about the first team. This is their time now. Don't mess it up. Don't throw it away. Don't get away cheap. And I don't see any of the three boys doing it, because I liked what I seen with the boys. Definitely their attitude was right. Definitely right.
Aye, they come on and showed good attitude and application. Bridge, what do you think of the boy Assegard? Excited by him, or just wait and see? 6'2", got decent height, but you like. I think he will bring physicality. I think he'll bring speed and pace and trickery, but looking forward to him developing, and hopefully he'll have a big contribution for that. I think he'll play slightly on the right side for a bit anyway, but hoping for him to make a big contribution going forward.
Oh yeah, let's hope so. Holberger seems quite keen on him as well. So obviously I haven't seen anything of a guy. So I just know I read a snippet that he's a very good player and blah blah blah. So it's good. You guys are confirming that. I'll say this to you: if he's not made it if he's not impressed us after 4 games, he's in trouble, because now people are looking forward to seeing him. The write-ups have been good and so on and so forth. So let's obviously I want the guy to come in and burn the place up, and that's all there is to it. And I'm looking forward to it. And I like the club looking at tall players. I like tall players in my team. I know you get nowadays they're wee gems. You don't get a David Cooper. You don't find a David Cooper at 6'2". You know what I mean? He's David Cooper. Bud Johnson's the same. Willie Henderson. These guys are small, know their game, but I don't think we have very many those players left. Ridvan, I would have went for somebody for my left back, somebody over 6 feet, and I don't think we should have anybody in our defence is under 6 feet, unless they're absolute stars of the position. But seriously, I'm looking forward to seeing a guy. I don't want to say too much, otherwise I'd be talking just pure wind coming out. I'm really looking forward to seeing the boy. I'm impressed with what the manager's done up to now, and I'm quite excited to see the big centre half starting the game and taking command. Let's see what he does when he takes command. See how he gets on.
How do you think?
Hi, I'm Tello Asgard. This is Getting to Know Me.
What's your full name?
Thelonious Gerard Asgard, but people know me as Tello.
Is there any particular meaning behind your middle name, being from Liverpool?
No, it's my mum's granddad's name, so.
What's your earliest or first memory of playing football?
Earliest memory, it would have been probably playing for Mossley Hill, my local team in Liverpool, at 7 or 8 years old. Just enjoying the game and little five-a-side games, little tournaments, probably that.
Who were your influences in football growing up? What made you get into the game?
I grew up a big Liverpool fan, so we would watch Gerrard and Torres.
What was the first football match you remember attending?
My uncle actually worked for Tottenham back in the day, so he took me to Wembley to watch a semi-final against, I think it was Portsmouth or Birmingham, I can't remember. But it was that, Wembley, yeah.
You were obviously in Liverpool Youth Academy, Wigan as well. What was the biggest differences you noticed jumping from youth football into senior football?
Definitely the physicality, especially League One and the EFL. There's some rough teams and a lot of games, so you have to build up a robustness. I felt like I did that.
You wear number 11 at Rangers. What does it mean to you to wear that number? Is there any particular meaning why you chose it? Or?
I wore it a little bit in the youth teams with Norway and with Wigan as well, so I'll probably just say that.
What's been the proudest moment of your career so far?
Definitely my international debut and getting a goal and an assist.
Were you into any other sports growing up?
Bit of table tennis, bit of tennis here and there. I also played futsal quite a lot when I was 14, 15. I actually got asked to play for England under 19s, but Wigan wouldn't let me because it's a different sport, so fair enough.
I know you're into music and your parents come from a musical background. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm from a family just full of musicians. I'm actually the odd one out, being into sport and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got quite a big musical influence and do it a little bit myself.
Yeah, so what type of music do you produce?
Just do like hip hop beats and tracks, bit of rap music and stuff like that. Some Afro beats in the summer. Yeah, really enjoy it.
I suppose when you're into your own music, if you had to do an initiation song here at Rangers, what would you sing?
Yeah, maybe a Norwegian national anthem or something like that. It's an easy one, it's a quick one as well. So.
Obviously, you mentioned your music. Is there any other hobbies other than that you do away from football, stuff you do in your spare time?
I love to take my dog on a walk. Where we live down south, there's some really nice places and areas, and I think when I move here, I'll look for some green spaces to take him on a walk.
Do you have any superstitions before a match?
Not really. It's pretty basic. I'll do some visualization and just take some time to myself to reflect on good times and how I can impact the game.
What is your go-to cheat meal?
Probably say a burger.
What's your favourite social media platform?
Instagram.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
I'd say kind, independent and confidence.
Just lastly, what would you say is the best part of your game?
Say my finishing. Yeah, love scoring goals.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, interesting, guys. Billy, I suppose if he's going to play it in that wide position, he likes to see him get a good few goals because Vlasclav Cherny managed to contribute quite a lot for that position where we've always said we've struggled for a number of years since Daniel Cundias more or less left. So we're hoping if he's sort of, I know he's a attacking midfielder, but it'll be interesting to see where he fits him into the system, Billy.
Aye, I mean, all midfielders, mate. You want if you want to win titles,
I think Billy's, we've just lost him. Get him to call back. I'll get the boys to call him back. It's one of the positions, Albert, we've been looking for. Vasclav managed to do it last season for us, contribute a lot and score a lot of goals, but it's something we've been looking. We need to be explosive for the wings and make sure that players that are out wide are contributing and scoring, hopefully pulling at least 10 goals a season.
Absolutely, mate. We've not had it for years. Let's be honest about it. Shelley was the last person, and that was last season. But we need it. It's not just the wings; it's all over. We need goals all over. This boy sounds as if he's the real deal. I don't know. I've not seen him play, but he sounds a real deal, and he likes to score. And he says the strongest part of his game's finishing. Oh, ideal. Well, like you, son. Just show it now. But aye, definitely, mate. We've not the right winger, as you said, since Cundias. There's a few trying it. Certainly done a good job there. Let's not kid ourselves on. He did do a good job there. But just with one winger, we didn't win the league. So we need this boy, and we need another few players to get on and win this league. When goals wins leagues, that's where you need to start scoring goals.
I certainly do. But I think we'll go Billy back. Billy, and I'll come to Bridge. We're going to be a bit congested in the midfield, but it looks at and we're going to have to fit players in.
Yep. Can you hear me all right, mate?
Aye.
Can you hear me okay? Aye. I don't know if my signal dropped there. Do you hear me all better? Aye.
I hear you fine, mate.
Aye, that's good, mate. Aye, listen, it can only be healthy for the team throughout the season, and we're going to be playing in 4 different competitions, domestically and in Europe as well. So it can only be good for the team. I mean, as I said earlier on, the manager will have his own ideas of who he wants to play and where he wants to play them and whatever type of formation he's wanting to play, etc., but it's good. I mean, you look back to the good Rangers teams of the past, and that we had 2 and 3 different players, good players for each competition. Each position. And that can only be healthy for the team going forward as a whole. If you've got 2 and 3 players all competing for the one position, that's always good, mate. You can. I see where you're coming from as well, Southside, when you're talking. It could be a wee bit congested there, mate, and I understand what you're saying, but I flip it, mate, and just say that's good competition for the players. Which, if you've got good competition, it keeps everybody on their toes, And when you've got that jersey, it's up to you to keep it.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, you're right. And by the way, we've got to take into, it might be congested, we've got to take into consideration. I don't think there's any player in the team going to be playing 50 games. We play between 50 and 60 games. I don't see any player playing that amount of games. So I think they'll be spreading it about the team. They'll be bringing people out and bringing them in, taking them out, blah, 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 keeping them fit, keep them fresh, to have a maximum effect in these 4 competitions, as you said, Billy. So the days of just flogging somebody to death, I think, are away now. I think Martin's not that type of a coach that likes to do that. He likes to keep them fresh. He likes to them make an impact when they're actually on the park, and they just no run out of energy. And a lot of times last year, that's what was happening to some of the players. They're just overplayed. You know what I mean? The only time you get a break is if you go out injured for any length of time, basically. Maybe that says everything. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why they're injured all the time. They're wanting a break. But anyway, I don't see it. I don't see anybody playing 50 plus games. Maybe a goalkeeper, but I'll know where any two we'll go at.
Well, actually, I was just actually got to touch on that as well. Albert, I don't know what your thoughts are as well. Well, I can imagine what your thoughts are when I say it. What about Butland with that one again on Sunday there? I mean, that was in a pre-season friendly. We're passing the ball about the back, and he passed it right to the Bruges player. I couldn't believe it. And we go out of jail. Then he's standing waving his hands and blaming the player. I'm like, do you know? Is it just me, Albert or Bridge? Do you know what? Seeing these situations when we're getting pressed high up the park there, right? When our full-backs, etc., are getting closed down, and our centre backs are getting closed down, and we're playing football around about them to try and knock it out, play fancy football. Why does your goalkeeper not just go long? Why does he not just go long and get that team turning? When you go long, you get the Rangers 20 yards, 30 yards up the park. I can't understand it. I don't understand why we don't mix our game up like that.
What Martin had said about going long, he says we can't go long when a team's forcing us to go long. We need to go long when we want to go long, and that makes sense to me. But you're taking a hell of a gamble here now. You're playing real dangerous football at the back if you're just not going, as you say, if you're just not going to hoof the ball. You're not letting a team force you to hoof the ball. You're dicing with death here. And he did warn us you're going to lose a lot of strange goals, a lot of soft goals. So I'm with you, mate. But my concern is Butland there. Okay, he made that mistake. He's made plenty of mistakes, mate. That one was just in a friendly. But how long is it going to take Martin to work out that Butland can't play the style of football that he want him to play, and Kelly can't do it either? You may as well realise it now, mate, before we get into a season, because if you're going to wait into the season, if the league's tight, your league challenge could disappear, evaporate quite quickly if you let it continue any length of time. I think he needs to realise the now, but looking back, and it's been said, I think David Edgars had said that Martin has looked at every game for last season, and he said something else after that, but I can't repeat that, but he's and if he has watched every game for last season, he's got to see that Butland isn't the type of player that he needs his goalkeeper to be. And if that's the case, we need to do something about him now, rather than wait and lose games, points, and then find yourself behind the 8 ball again going, what happened there? What happened there? You've got a keeper that can't play. I mean, there's some amount of mistakes he made last year. And I've never known a Rangers keeper for years to make that amount of... I've seen Rangers keepers make mistakes, we all have, but we've known that amount of mistakes, mate. You don't get away. You can't call yourself a top-class keeper making the mistakes that he was making. That's just not on, mate. And now we're going to add into into what he's been doing last year, that he's going to get more time on the ball, as it were, at his feet, and he's got to find passes. And you can see the boys, he's not a football player, mate. He's a goalkeeper. And he doesn't like the ball at his feet. He would, if it's just to launch it up the park, he can do that. But Martin doesn't want this launched up the park, especially if a team's forcing you to launch it up the park. So I don't know, man. And I don't think Kelly can do it either. So in my mind, I'd be looking for a keeper that fits what he wants him to do. And it's definitely needed to do too.
As I said...
Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry, I'm here, yeah.
Sorry, yes, I thought we'd lost him.
No, not at all. No, apologies. No, I think we've discussed Mr. Butland a couple of times last season, the tail end. I read something that Russell Martin wants to obviously look at everybody that's in the squad before he makes up any minds. Some of them were going to go anyway, and they've gone with a bit of luck. And others, well, he wants to give him a chance if necessary, if he thinks so. And Butler's, I think, is one of them. Now, look, he's still a 6'8" goalkeeper. You know, the truth of the matter is, I don't know if our manager even likes him, because he's obviously seen him a lot. You know, I don't know if he likes him at all. And if he doesn't like him, you need to get away from him. Get him away. You need to get him away. Whether he's got a wee bit of credibility as a goalkeeper, get him up and sign him, or sell him or something like that. We can't go through into the season with a keeper that's going to make those mistakes. similar mistakes they made last season. The absolute howlers. But as I say, sometimes it takes a good pairing in the defence. So if you can get a half decent defence up there, that the goalkeeper will understand and he'll understand him. It makes a big difference in the way they play. If you've got a strong defence, particularly centre backs, then you might not need a goalkeeper to be his best every game. You always want him at the best every game, but sometimes the goodness of the defence makes up for some of the weaknesses of the goalkeeper and other players. I hope it works in something like that. I did like Butland. I thought Butland was a really good keeper, and the fans had their own song for him and so on and so forth. But his performances don't warrant that song. He needs to smarten himself up, and it might just be a lack of confidence playing a very poor defence, which he was last season. Let's get our good defence in, get it up and running, and put Butland in the back of it and see what happens. But you can't wait forever. He's got to make his mind up somewhere.
The problem we've got with Butland is the ratio of what he's got today to other keepers in the league. Some of the keepers in the other teams have got more saves today, more work today than Butland's got today. So the ratio of what he's got today and the mistakes he's making, it's not on, mate. It's simply not on. You cannot get away with this. It's just not going to happen. And if these teams are playing low blocks, you know it yourself, they're waiting for that one chance. And how many times have we seen it? They get their one chance and they score. And you go, oh, here we go. Oh, but we've got 89% of the ball. It doesn't matter. You're 1-0 behind. And that was been happening all last season. And 9 times, that's an exaggeration. But some of the time, it was Butland's fault. And you're asking him to do something and pull a save out or don't get caught on the ball or make a pass or whatever, clutch a ball out the air. And that's another thing, Bridge. He's 6'5". He's hopeless at catching the ball out the air, crossbars. 6'5", you think he would dominate that area. There's not anybody going to out-jump him. There you go. It's just time in the flight now, that's all it is. And he didn't seem to be able to do it. He always get caught with somebody in front of him at corner kicks. What's corner kicks? I think that's a team problem, by the way, because they put a player on him and nobody comes in to get in between him and the player, and what every other team does, and pushes the opposing player away for your keeper. We don't seem to do that. We just seem to watch it. It happened all last year. We seem to let players walk right onto our keeper, and nobody does anything about it. Sorry, man.
I'm laughing, by the way. Sorry, I'm laughing there. When you say that, it reminds me when I was playing some of the teams you played, they did exactly that. But maybe two men, one front, one back, on the keeper, and I'm afraid that some of them ended up inside the net because I pushed them in the net, punched them in the net, whichever, because that's what you do. You're going to defend your keeper, and you do all the hustle and bustle and shove him away, I just think that's the way it should be done. But you're right. When you watch some of the times that he got himself into trouble, or our keeper got into trouble, maybe not his own fault, but sometimes it's because there was too many opposition players around about him, and he couldn't get out. I'm making that excuse for him. I agree with what Albert says. He doesn't seem to be very good at coming for cross balls. But that might be because he's fear. He might be fear if there's opposition players near him. So he needs help. So this big 6'6" guy, or 6'5" guy, and the other guys that are coming up, get them in there beside him and push these guys away. I mean, seriously push them away. Don't take any crap off them. Shove them out of the way. That's what I would say.
Maybe that was his problem, no? I mean, what do you think yourself, Billy?
I think, Albert, tell me what your thoughts are on this one. I think on too many occasions, for a number of seasons now, we've been bullied. We've been bullied in certain positions, and that's no the Rangers team we know, or the Rangers team that win trophies. I mean, even when you look back to the days like we Stuart McCall was a wee buzz bomb, but that's one for a wee guy. We're talking south side, sorry. Bridgeman was talking about wee guys as well, in the like Wally Henderson and players like that, wee guys like that. They never got bullied. our players for some reason get bullied, and that concerns me. Be it at free kicks or, you know, at corner kicks, you know, they're wrestling about the box, as Bridgman said there. Keepers no want to come. You know, if a keeper's got to come, if he wants that ball, he's got to come all the way for that ball. And he's got to, if he's got it in the back of his mind, oh, I'm going to take a Clarton here, you know, and he's in two minds, then he's not a man for the job, as far as I'm concerned. He's got to be saying to himself, same scenario as well, Albert, when you're talking about playing that low block. You know, if they're playing a low block, blah, 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 we've got all the control, we've got all the football, etc. They got the part and score. He's got to make sure that he's keeping them out, you know. And if his confidence is rock bottom, then, you know, he's got to go, oh, here we go again. You know, and then that's all down to a mentality thing. You know, I watched a thing on YouTube the other day there, and it was, what do you call him, Billy Dodds talking.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't name the players, but he spoke about the mentality of the Rangers players round about them. And when they guys were looking on the park for talking about the Rangers went a goal or two down, you know, he could look round about all the players, and you know the ones that basically put their heads down, they couldn't handle the pressure. They just couldn't handle it. You know, and if you've got that in a Rangers team, mate, you're not going to win nothing. You've got to have players that's mentally strong and in situations. You know,
you can have about one or two players that's not like that. No, I mean, you'll get players that's just knowing their makeup to be like that. But you can't have the whole team like that, and that's what seems to be happening with us. We keep buying players that have just no go to it. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not just talking about ability. I'm talking about the desire to win. We play that. Watch the way they treat us and the way they go about us. It's not right. And Aberdeen is the exact same. They do the exact same thing. Then Smyrna clocked on it and Motherwell clocked on it as well. And they're all playing us the same way. That's how Martin is bringing these centre-halves in. And he's recognised that we've been saying it and all. We need two centre-halves, a goalkeeper and two centre-halves. We need to start with that and then work it out. And that's basically, right, he's no mention the keeper, but he's bringing the centre-halves in. We can't get bullied. That's why he's told in Salah, you need to go and start playing football, son. He's not saying that you're no good enough. He's not saying anything like that. He's just saying, basically he's telling him, you need to toughen up. You need to learn how to take care of yourself on a football part. You need to then make sure you're not going to get bullied. The centre-half can't get bullied. If your centre-half's getting bullied, you've got a weakness, right? A big weakness in your team. Your centre-halves can't be bullied, mate, at all. And your centre midfield can't be bullied. And your centre-forward can't be bullied. That's the core of your team. That's right down the centre of your team, the spine of your team. That's got to be rock solid. Fight anybody. Fight Goliath. Don't care.
Hey, was this talk about fighting? Let me in.
Go for it.
I was just going to say that, Bridgman. They're talking about centre-halves and leaving you in your speciality.
Love it. I love it.
I mean,
I was only joking there a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it, pal. You go for it.
So I was talking about.
On you go.
I was talking about Billy Dodds there when he was talking about mentality and that. And one of the things that he said, right, and it made 110% sense to me. He says, in a football team, he says you can have 70% of your team with a strong mentality and 30% we know. He says that 70 will bring the other 30 across the line. He says, but see at Rangers, when we were there, he says it was the opposite way about. He says we had 30% of the mentality and 70% of the team that didn't hit. He says, and it was never going to work. You know, so, I mean, that's an ex-player who played it at the top level with a top Rangers team, telling you what's going on there, eh?
Aye, expectation, and you've got to have a winning attitude and mentality, and you've got to be all in together. And I think sometimes players, as we've seen over periods of time with the squad, they all haven't pulled together. But hoping that Russell Martin's starting to bring in the right type of players, and obviously Rothwell has come in. He's won 2 back-to-back championships, I think he said. He talked about winning in his interview when I was listening to him, and he knows the expectation. And I think he will be a type of player that will come in and drive the sort of standards. I think Raskin would be driving these standards. He's just the two goalkeepers, whatever one plays at the moment, until we maybe replace and get a goalkeeper, they should be driving standards, and obviously it should start to create throughout the team. And I think Bridgeman, I think we all know we had certain rang characters that just probably couldn't handle the occasions at times, but they've all got a clean slate. Some one or two will probably still survive it, but I think over time, probably another 2 transfer windows after this one's finished, if there's any left that will be a part player that we can't get rid of at the moment, we'll probably move them on in time between January and the next summer. But we've got to build a squad first and foremost, and get winning, get starting winning. Bridge.
I can't deny anything you're saying. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to be confident. Now, the manager's got to be confident in the players he brings in and puts in. But the words were said there by Southside and Billy. It's you've got positions in the pitch. It's absolutely essential that your man is going to win the first ball, and your man's going to dominate for patches through the game. And when they dominate, they've got to be able to do it right and find their own players from it. It's simple. Well, it's simple. It sounds simple, but you look at the other opposition teams in Scotland now, and they're nearly all got 4 huge guys in their team, and you'll one of them up front, and you'll get 3 at the back. Big guys, way over 6 feet, and they're no scared because of the managers are telling them, their coaches are telling them, we don't care what you do, just don't let MD get in the box and head the ball. That's your job. Stop MD heading the ball, and be violent, because that's basically what they're really saying. Don't let MD near you, and don't do this and don't do that. If they get a shot in, you're not going to get playing next week, or something stupid like that. That's what they'll say, and force that into it. And you know what happens to the Rangers players? They nearly always get caught, don't they? Bad tackles here, fouls there, and we don't get anything, you know. But I agree with what the boys have said, exactly what's happening. We've got to get players in the right position, the right players in the right position, from the goalkeeper right down the spine to the centre forward that can put the ball in the net. They have to be there, and they have to look for play for the Rangers. That's what they need to do, the Rangers way.
I think it's just a sad thing that we've spoke about. We've been physically bullied over the last few seasons, you know, by teams, and you can talk about, as you mentioned, St Mirren, Motherwell, or whatever, Aberdeen and stuff like that. Sad indictment, I think, as the players that were brought, and that they've not been up for the fight. But hopefully that'll be a thing of the past going forward.
Oh, I'm hoping so, mate. I'm hoping so. You've got to give the new manager, the new players, and even some of the players that have been here before a chance to see what they're going to do. Not too many players that have been here before, because they've let too many managers down now. But we're going to see what's going to be coming. We know the quality of players we've got in at the moment. They're all proven. Done at the English leagues anyway. They're proven players. You can't say they're not. They are. The big boy Fernandez, he's still to develop into what he could be. But you look at the boy, I mean, good grief, man, he's a unit. That boy, definitely a unit. And it's not going to be, we have to develop him physically. He's already there. It's just we need to smarten him up a wee bit. But one thing's for sure, he's not going to get bullied. There is no chance you're going to bully that boy. That boy wants to be a professional football player at the highest level he can play it. And nothing's going to stop him. Absolutely nothing's going to stop that boy. Or nobody is going to stop him. So that's a good sign. But the rest of them, Rodwell coming in, he's experienced. He's a proven winner. Who else? You've got the boy Hazard. He's to all accounts, he's a quality player. The boy at right back, Aarons. I mean, he looked a bit rusty on Sunday in the first half, but he did come on to a game. You can see there's a player within him, but he is a rusty looking player. He really does need to get the cobwebs and the rust out his system, by the way, and get himself up to a decent standard again. But there is a player in there. So you're looking at these players and you're saying to yourself, right, okay. And then you talk with who else is coming in. It sounds good, mate. It really does sound good. It sounds like we're building it the right way and we're getting there now. And these players, they've, as Billy was saying, you need players that have got something about themselves, not just ability. That goes without saying. You should have the ability, but they've got something. I'm going to mention the three boys again. As Gentles up front, the Curtis and Hutton. They three boys have got something about themselves, man. I was just laughing when they were playing. I'm going, these two, they're trying to impress. Don't get me wrong, they're trying to impress, and they're getting into these. I know it's a friendly, they shouldn't be doing it, but they're not going to miss the opportunity. And I'm going, they look if they've got something about themselves. No, they can't linger about. No, they've got to keep pressing and pressing and training and keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually they'll get into the team. And there's no doubt about that if they keep doing what they're doing. So that's good. That's a good sign. How they got that attitude and aggression, because we've watched them before. They never had it in the B team, but they seems to have been since Martin's turned up. He's instilling it. He's telling these boys what they should be doing. He's no waiting to see what they're doing, whether they're going to get the penny's going to drop them. He's actually coached them and telling them, you need to be more aggressive in this. You can, and I don't mean a reckless aggression. I mean controlled aggression. You need to be physical on the park. You need to have a presence on the park, and you need to contribute on the park. It's no use talking about football. You just need to go out and show it. And they three boys, as far as I can say, showed a great attitude. And now you've got the boy Fernandez at the back, who is a cool big customer. Whether he's truly the finished article, I don't think so. But you can't argue about he's got presence. He's definitely got presence on the park. Tav come on and settled everybody down. I don't know if he's going to be the guy for the right side of centre half, but he's an option. That's what you've got there, an option. But I'm quite excited, and I'm quite looking forward to the season.
I'll disagree with you with Tav getting into that sort of right hand side. I think I don't see that happening at all. Well, it might happen in the odd game, but I don't see it being anywhere near a permanent fixture that side of it. But it's getting players on, giving them game time. Thought when Tav came on, went in there, it helped the boy right back a bit better. For the time he was on, I thought it helped him. But the Hutton, I think he'll probably get another wee bit to go, but it was good to see him go on the park. Josh Gentles, as we said, we seen him make his debut when he was a young boy, and he's come on and he's developed. But it was good to see him go on the park. Whether he can push for a bit more game time, or maybe put him out on loan somewhere to get him more game time. He was been out on loan already. Or it's time for him to try and make a mark and be about the squad and see if he can get on at any time. The one I think probably showed a really good performance, Billy, was Finlay Curtis. I think he's a good player. He scored 64 goals or thereabouts in 2 seasons with the B team, so he knows where the net is. He's been at us a long time. He's got ability. He's got pace. And maybe this might be his chance to come in and try and fight for that spot. I was interested when I heard his interview after it, when they were asking him questions, and he's young, and he said, well, if I need to push people out the road, that's what I need to do to get in the team. So it looks like his attitude's in the right place, and he's going to certainly be there. And I thought over the 90 minutes he was our best player.
But listen, so you can't argue with the laddie's attitude. That's the attitude you want. You know, that's like an all head and young shoulders type thing, when he says that if I've got to shove players out the road to get in the team, then so be it. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly the mentality that you want, that you need to play with Rangers. We just spoke about mentality. Some players have got it, some players have no. But if you've got a young laddie there coming through and he's got that mentality, mate, that's his confidence, mate, is going to be sky high, you know, and he's confident in his own ability. And you touched on how many goals. I didn't know that's how many goals that laddie has scored. You know, that's all right. You could argue all day long, right? It's only the B team, etc., etc. But the laddie's still got to be there to put the ball in the back of the net. It's as simple as that. And as I said earlier on, I touched on it at the start of the show when we were talking about buying strikers, etc. You never know. Maybe this laddie's a wee blessing in disguise that we need, and we maybe save ourselves a fortune on a striker. You know, and this laddie maybe go and make us a fortune as a striker. You never know. You know, but I thought the wee laddie was the best for what I seen yesterday. Sorry, I thought the wee laddie Curtis was the best player in the park for me. Like, you know, he's running, he's worth ethic. You know, he looked composed in the ball. You know what I mean? He was getting mucked in. You know, he was up and down. He did the perfect, not the perfect game. Maybe just blowing some smoke up the wee man's backside there, right enough. But he had a really good game, and if he's going to produce games like that at such a young age, mate, then we've got a hoddy an our wee cracker there too.
I think he's got good ability, Bridge. We'll be doing to him to try and fight for a place, depending if we maybe full. I know he played on the right actually, when he normally plays on the left. So I was surprised, but I thought he tried to get involved a lot. I thought he tried to create, and he got a special moment at the end with scoring a goal into the Copeland Road.
Yeah, the youngsters. I thought the youngsters were excellent. As a varied team from the start to the finish. But the youngsters that they brought on, each one of them played their part, and of course, the young lad got a good goal and man of the match, which you can't argue about. So he came in, did the business, and how can he be man of the match? Well, he's man of the match because he played better, in my opinion. And the other boys coming on played equally as good as him, without putting the ball in the net. So as far as I'm concerned, we've got youngsters there. We need to bring them through in the right team. But what we don't want to do is bring young lads into the game and they've got to be the hard men. No, get the hard men in the team, or the tough guys, or whatever you want to call them. Get them in the team playing well, and then you milk these guys in. Nice wee bit at a time, 2 or 3 games, pull them out and do it the same as we did many years ago. But to give them the confidence and the assurance that no matter what happens, you're playing for the Rangers, but they'll not let you get badly injured. Anybody going to bully you, you let us know, and we'll get it sorted. And that's what you need to do in a football pitch. I don't know how you get away with it nowadays in a professional game. But, I don't see how any bullying is no picked up by the referees and VAR and so on and so forth. But they don't pick it up. They watch it happening all the time. And our team needs to, a band of brothers. That's what we need to be on the park. And one for all and all for one, get in there and do the business. And I just want my team, players in my team, when there's a melee comes in, don't leave your player in there on his own. Get in there and shove everybody out the way. Get away from him. You know, that kind of thing. And then pull him out the way. Retrieve the soldier. That's what we need to do. So they'll know. 2 or 3 times you guys doing that, they'll know. They'll not do these things. Make us easy meat. Sorry. I'm really pleased with that big centre half.
Aye, listen, every signing you make, we've probably ever made is a gamble, probably apart from Brian Laudrup and Gaza, I would think, but half the top of my head. But any signing's a gamble, innit? You know, the big boy at the back, Fernandez, probably looks a wee bit raw. He's played plenty of games now, done it Peterborough, and we've took a chance on him, and it's down to us to develop him. Whether he becomes a first team regular or no, we'll find out in time. It'll be down to him and how he performs and plays. And I heard Russell Martin talk about Enciala, because I thought he might have had a chance, but the way he spoke about him, it sounds like if we get another couple of centre halves in, which I think we will, and you add Stuart into that, and you add Fernandez, then I think probably Albert Enciala might find himself out on loan.
Well, Martin's he said he's watched every game for last season, and if he has, and I'm not doubting for a minute he has, he's watched every game. He's seen Enciala getting bullied. That's he said to himself, can he build a team around the boy they knew? He might be in the future, but no, they knew. He's getting bullied. He did get bullied. He get bullied against Motherwell, and he get bullied against St Mirren and Motherwell. A few times he get bullied. The boy has got ability. I mean, I quite like the boy, to be honest with you. But you can't be a centre half and get bullied. And he did get bullied. And that's what Martin's went, we've seen that. That's why I'm saying about Butland. He must have seen the mistakes he's been making and saying, well, he can't play the boy at his feet. He's no good at that. But back to Enciala, he's told him. I picked up that he's telling him to leave. I think he's telling him to leave the club. I hope it's not true. I hope he's just putting him out and loan. It's down to the club to find. If that is the case, it's down to the club to find a suitable club to put him in loan and make sure he gets game time. You need to build that into the loan thing, saying, look, he needs to play X amount of games. I think that what's happening with Rangers in the past is we're putting these boys out, but we're not putting any guarantees on the fact that we're loaning the player out. They're just loaning them out. Some of these players are sitting on the bench. You're going, it's the difference between sitting your bench and sitting our bench. It's not the idea. The idea is going to you to play, and you need to let them boys on. You need to give them time, and we're paying money for that. We're picking up part of his wages. We've got the right to ask for it. But it doesn't seem to be the case. So if you're sending the salary out, he's got to play, mate. That's what he's telling him. Don't accept sitting on a bench. You've got to play, son. Your time is now. And he should be telling the rest of the boys, like, Curtis, not it. Time's now for you. McCausland on him, that's now. This is your career. McCausland's a first team player, mate. It's not a B team player. None of the boys are B team players to me now. They're all first team players. So now's the time. Your career is now officially really started, and it's time to go on, mate. And if you really want to make a decent living out of this, you really need to start performing and consistently perform. No, please a good game. Maybe it's like Diamande and Rice come on in the second half. The first 15 minutes of the one, they were excellent, the two of them. And then they died. Diamande scored. And, he fell out the game, and so did Rice. Fell right out of the game. You go, I forgot they were on. See what happened to you two. So that's what Martin will be saying to them. Look, that's fine. He's done well when he's come on, but you need to keep it up. You can't play 15 minutes. It was only 45 minutes to go. You can't play 15 minutes out of 45 minutes. So that's mean you're going to play 30 minutes out of 90. So you get a third of the game. You're playing a third of the game. You can't be like that. You've got to actually contribute the whole game as much as you can. But again, it'll come. It'll come. He's nobody's fool, Martin. I know he wasn't many people's first choice. He was my first choice. I never thought of Martin. But I don't think he's nobody's fool. He knows what he's doing. Which could be proved with the signings we're making and the way he's talking. So time will tell, mate. Time will tell. But I think we should give him a chance.
Us, they're one of the teams actually, Billy, that we could get if we get by Panathinaikos. We could end up getting Bruges. They're in the same sort of when the qualifying stages as we go forward, and I was surprised we played them in a pre-season game, and then we could get them should we get by Panathinaikos, and before we get to if we can get to the group stages, we could face them.
It's mental how that's turned out, isn't it? It's crazy how that's turned out. Listen, but it is what it is. It is what it is. If that's who we've got to play, that's who we've got to play. One thing we will know is we'll know their strengths and weaknesses, because we've had a game against them, like, you know, and they'll know our weaknesses as well. The only thing good that they'll know is they'll know our strongest starting 11, you know. And I don't think the manager will know that too right enough after only 2 or 3 games. But
do you think that, Billy? Do you think that's why he held Rodwell and the Hazard back? So we might possibly be playing them. We don't want to shop. We're on too early here.
Hey, listen, that's the way you could be bang on the money, mate. That's the way football works at times, you know. They're no one to show their horn too quick, like, you know. But let's not. Before we look to Bruges, south side, we'll need to get past Panathinaikos, because that'll be a tricky one. That's our next game. Is there no bounce games or anything like that afore this game?
Well, they've been doing at St George's, and they'll be doing the training and stuff. Then possibly they might arrange. I would think they would probably have to try and arrange a bounce game, because officially when we come back, kick off in the European game, the 22nd of July, it'll be our first game if we don't get any games in between now, because we play Middlesbrough after the home game in a friendly, and then we play the return game. So that's the only thing that's scheduled. So there might be something. They'll need to arrange something, I think, Bridge, try and get some more players some game time against some type of opposition while they're doing it at St George's.
Yeah, I would think so. They've got to, while they're down there, they'll at least one bounce game, that's for sure. I'm sure of it. Because there's other teams in that St George's. It's not just a small place, a really big place. So there'll be other clubs there doing the same thing. And I'm sure they'll be able to arrange a bounce game, see how they get on. The players need to be able to play and let the manager see how that, you know, because sometimes you get one really good turnout pre-season and you look really good, but you need one or two. Once you get one or two, you start to see whether there's any weaknesses in the guys' play, and that's what you need to do. And I agree with you 100%. They really need to have some bounce games. Now, these bounce games aren't going to be 90 minutes slogging, you know. They're going to be probably half an hour, 15 minutes each way, whatever. They'll do that, minimise it a bit and have a couple of them and see how they go on, how can they improve. And obviously they'll be training every day. And they've got to get through it. Every single player's got to go through that. And if they don't, then they're going to be in real trouble at the beginning of the game, beginning of the season. We did this the last season. We didn't have people in the gate and they go in the door for pre-season training, and we had to struggle with them. And some of them took till Christmas to be able to kick the ball. And so we've done all this before. We can't do it again. Got to be in. Got to get their training, pre-season training in, and let's go for it. That's what I say anyway.
Aye, well, we'll just wait to wait and see when we come back, and we'll soon find out. Just before we go off air, I believe the next time we'll be back on will be the 21st of July, the 22nd of July and the 23rd of July. The day before and after the European. Yeah, up for the European game, Bridge. Yeah. We'll be on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and then we're back officially on the 28th for the rest of the season. Yeah. Just to let you know. Billy, I'll come to you. Last words, mate, because we're just about getting time to wrap up the show. And thank you very much for popping on. Appreciated as always, mate.
We know on the 18th.
Problem, mate.
Sorry?
We know on Friday the 18th. I think we posted that.
Did we? I don't know. I wasn't aware of that one.
Friday the 18th, Monday the 21st, Tuesday the 22nd, and Wednesday the 23rd.
Okay, my apologies then.
Normal service resumes on the 28th of July. And that's us back for the full set of the season.
All right, apologies. Didn't know about the 18th, so there you go. An extra one.
You better get the boys in the background to confirm that, because we don't want to be. If Fox and Terry say no, we're not doing that.
Anyway, that's the schedule. I believe it's up and coming. Just while I'm on, I'd like to thank all the troops out there on the YouTube channel for joining in this evening. As always, everybody out there on Facebook and Twitter and any other device that we send out there that you can hear us on, I'd like to thank you all for listening to the show tonight. Billy.
Yes, thanks very much for getting me on, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's good to be back within the ranks of the teddy bears, as you say. Looking forward to the next game, mate, against Panathinaikos, and let's hope we can get the result we're looking for and get the gaffer and his new team after a flyer, mate. Thanks very much, mate. We are the people.
No, cheers for joining us, Billy. Appreciated, and you're always welcome as always, as you know. Albert.
Yep, good night, mate. Good wee chat about the troops. Nice to be back for a wee while anyway. Pre-season, but rusty. We'll get better. Trust us, we'll get better. We're still getting the lead out our legs, as it were, or our lips, should I say? Aye, good to go in with Bridge and yourself.
Lips, lead lips, lady's lips.
Aye. I better give a shout out to our driver who picked us up on Saturday night, because I know he was listening in the night, so I'd like to thank him for coming out on Saturday and getting us up the road, Albert. Daft o'clock in the morning, you know, so I'd like to thank him. Bridgeman,
he was.
On you go, but quickly on you go.
What can I say? It's marvellous to be back. The best wee show on radio, and that's for sure. It's just fantastic. Wonderful characters that are on here. And can I just say, to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world, listen, we are the people, and this is our wee radio station. So everybody keep it going for the Rangers. The Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Hi, can I just thank Stuart and Big Stevie for phoning in tonight as well. It was a pleasure to meet Stuart, and when the big man had a crack night as always, put one for the troops, so thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I say, we'll be back on the 18th of July, on Friday the 18th, so thanks for joining us. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. As always, there's only one team and one crown. Take it away, Fox.